Hello and welcome back. It is time for our Game Fuel Marquee match. Dallas Empire, NYSL, Clay, Crim, Clay versus the old squad. They played at the kickoff weekend, but Joe, tell me why it's a little bit different now.
Well, what? I mean, New York are an established team now, right? Yeah, I mean, right before that kickoff game, they lost Zuma. They had to bring in Diamondcon. It was just like, it was basically a pickup team. Since that point, but a month has gone by. They are established. They are rolling. New York Subliners are, I mean, they are just on fire right now.
Well, it was Asim's revenge tour the last time around when he talked about his match versus Røkkr. He is going to be our Game Fuel featured player. Why? Because he's been insane. The guy has been absolutely ludicrous, regardless of the mode. Shredding, frying, dicing, just doing it all. The guy has been a beast. I mean, the whole team has been on another level, but Asim has been on one, man.
Well, and it's just not what we expect from him. I mean, Asim is a great pickup for a Call of Duty team, but what do we really know him as? It's like the selfless entry guy, the guy who goes first, a lot of engagements on the map, and that just hasn't been him. It's been him leading and slaying, being, what, he's 22-2 in the last 2 search and destroy maps. He's been like an incredible player in terms of like stats. I mean, just look at this stuff.
Well, and that's like, you've heard us talk about it, whether on the Hard Points podcast or, you know, here live on the broadcast, when we talk about those entry guys, you know, whether it's like an aBeZy or a TJ, or when you play that role, you need a fast, aggressive player. And that's why someone like Asim is so valuable. And I think many were shocked when he wasn't originally on a team, because those players are hard to come by. And when those players are playing at the level he is, it is so hard to beat a team when that guy's on point. Maybe the most important player on the map, just shredding through the competition, but it's not going to be an easy one. They're going up against our reigning champs from the inaugural season of the CDL. Let's meet the Empire.
Dallas Empire have smashed the gates open. Oh no, Huke is in, you mate. Oh, it's a shot punch. Oh no! Once again, they saved the day.
With the change back to 4v4, which is probably the best and smartest decision we've ever made in Call of Duty esports, Empire was put in a tough spot. Somebody had to go. Play on the other side was the guy that got cut off, and it's tough, but this is the 4-man team that you have left. It is stacked. What do you love about this squad?
Well, I think a lot of the attention is on what Huke and Shotzzy as the submachine gun roles. I mean, those two are just incredible. Huke is one of the top players of the season. Shotzzy an MVP last year. And then, I mean, what's not to love about iLLeY? The guy just pushed so hard. And by the way, you have the GOAT on your team, Crimsix. He is the most winningest player in Call of Duty history. So that's why.
Yeah, there's a lot to like, but they've been kind of underwhelming so far. I mean, you lose this, you might be finishing in 4th. I mean, it's not looking good for Empire right now. They desperately need to win in a matchup where we didn't really think that would be the case. And they're going up against Clay and the boys. Let's meet the NYSL.
Don't let us down. Bring home a championship. Not 1, not 2, maybe 3 or 4.
Yo, Clay, you don't bring home the championship, you out of here, boy.
Hey, if there's one thing about the city that I understand, it's that they don't tolerate losing.
He's in from behind again. Clayster with 2.
So I'm bringing championships. We're bringing them by the dozen.
Just make sure the snipes is hitting. Headshots only. Anything higher than the headshot is uncivilized.
What a Zuma is? Zoom? He's on Zoom meeting?
The stallion is frying. The stallion is cooking.
Not quite what I was thinking.
You guys are gonna kill it out there.
Good luck this season.
Thank you guys so much. This season's for y'all.
Subliners, way to go. New York's behind you 100%.
We're bringing a championship to New York City.
I find myself thinking of like The Last Dance when they were talking, when Jordan was talking, right? And he was basically saying how he would find anything, man. Anything with the other team, like one comment in an interview, something to piss him off and motivate him to just destroy the other team. Well, if you're Clay here, you don't need to come up with anything. It is spoon-fed to you. Like, you went through probably one of the toughest things a player would ever have to deal with back-to-back years. Win a world championship, get dropped. Was it different scenarios between E United and Empire? Absolutely. But is him having to start over with a group of young talent the same result? Yes. And I don't know how they're doing what they're doing, because I didn't think we'd be having the conversation right now like they might come out and try Empire. But the potential is there, man. They are firing on all cylinders. Here's your maps and modes. It's the Game Fuel Marquee match, and by golly, Joe, I'm ready to rock.
Yeah, I am as well. Just taking a look at these map modes, maybe really what should you look out for? Dallas, they're 1-0 on Checkmate Hardpoint. If you get to that Game 5 in Search and Destroy Miami, Dallas is 2-0. The other side, NYSL, it's all about the middle. Checkmate, Raid, Garrison, you have wins there. You are 1-0 in games 2 and 4. So I guess it's and you win a Dallas Empire map pick on Checkmate Hardpoint.
And you get it done. We're getting loaded into our first map. Checkmate, as you said, to start things off. And oh god, the last time you and I cast, I think, was the OpTic Ultra one. That was over in about 60 seconds. But hoping for a more thrilling matchup here for sure. Game Fuel Marquee match. NYSL, Empire. Both teams out for blood. One side trying to prove they made the right choice. The other, they made the wrong choice. Here we go.
And this is a big map one for the Empire. Why? Because, kind of like you said, I mean, listen, you lose a Game 5 to Røkkr, you lost both searches. Then you go to Game 5 with London, you lost both hardpoints. So it just feels like they can't really find their groove right now in those game modes. But after losing 2 hardpoints to a London Royal Ravens team that is struggling right now, you want to find some success here in map 1.
Yeah, it reminds me of like I think I was saying this about Mutineers the other day. We were chatting, like, they just don't really have like a good mode. When you don't really have a good mode, it's tough to get victories. Empire just happen to be a very, very good team, but like it feels like they don't have that go-to. Like, they're not an exceptional hardpoint team right now, not an exceptional search team. They're just a good squad, so they get by. Like, they haven't dialed it in yet, I guess.
Well, it's just a couple of matches to go off of, right? I mean, it's
true.
They're obviously struggling on one side. They're trying to get it together. And as the season goes on, that'll be the question. After the first hill, pretty tight game. Over to the second. Dallas do win the rotation. They were able to flip those spawns. They have the setup now. But it's about these first set of kills. Can they hang on? Clayster already towards the front. He is going to win that one-on-one. And Clay with a 6-1 start. But over to our game-fueled feature player, Asim. Started it off 3 and 4, and he has read the map perfectly. He knows that Dallas has spawned out. And hello, iLLeY, you just came off spawn. Here's my 74U. Huke takes him down.
And, you know, as much as we've been talking about Asim and how lights out he's been, and like Diamond's been amazing as well, like Clay's stats have been dumb. Like, they've been ridiculous. so good too. I mean, Asim, he's our game fuel feature player for a reason, because he has been playing lights out. But you and I were going through the stats before this match. It's like I didn't even like realize how insane Clay has been.
Yeah, he's like leading as many hours. He has like a 1.4 in multiple game modes. And this is what he wanted. Back to 4v4 in that main AR position. It's where he's comfortable. He is comfortable right now. NYSL with a big break on that second hill. They get majority of the time. They're up 50 points. Asim is frying. Clay's frying. Asim on a 4 spree. Finally, it's taken down.
See how long they can hold on to this lead as we'll look at the remainder of our third hard point. Sticking with our game field feature player for now to see what Asim can get rolling. A nice little stretch there. Stretch not going to continue, though, as Shotzzy, as the angle gets in behind both, able to pick up 2 kills, getting the hard point for, well, just an instant before he gets dropped. It's Clay, though, that was already out to a 10-3 hot start from the main AR position. We're going to get ready to head to that top part of the minimap, right where number 1 is. We're going to hop to his POV. That's going to be Shotzzy. He's going to have some pressure here to deal with. The nade to back somebody up so he can get the reload in. Decides to go vertical. At least takes down 1 before he drops. But as soon as he committed, it's like, yeah, you're going to die.
Yeah, I think he thinks that player that he tagged with a nade was there. So I think he thought he was weak, but it was actually 2 Empire members in that same position. And now Clay, he's just staying alive. He won a couple of gunfights. Finally, it's taken down by iLLeY. Mack over the wing. Diamondcon on the hill now. This is big time. You saw how this can get out of hand a little bit, right? With that third hill, if you get majority of time on 1 and 2, you can really run that score up. This is big for Dallas, but also that next hill to try to get them back in the game. But you see the spawn come in for Clayster. He's going to take down iLLeY. Well, Dallas Empire, they are going to spawn out. It is not looking good.
Well, Clay's comms are usually insane. He is one of the more passionate individuals that I have ever met, but there's a little extra heat in this particular matchup. Let's go to an Astro listen in with NYSL.
I got the guy. I'm here. I'm going top tower. Max CDL.
I can help front. I'm help front, guys. See one on the back.
Deep mid street. Deep mid street. He's under A wing. Clay under A wing.
I got you.
That's the kid. That's the kid.
One top lane, one under B
Yo,
wing.
stay alive. Stay alive. I have your push. I have your push. Stay alive, bro. I have your push, bro.
One shot.
Our ladder slid off. Our ladder dead.
One's left. I'm coming. Max, I'm coming. Give me a sec.
Our left weak. He's backstairs. He's back in the box. Back in the box. Go. I spawned out. They're spawning dark. Dark spawns.
One was under
Happy wing dead.
Got me radio.
Radio.
Quick. Diamond.
They're on walls.
They're all over back walls. Going upstairs. Go top lane. I'm going top right. Top lane. One more top lane. Top lane. And
I don't want the nade. One stop ladder on me.
Let's on you. I can help you.
Wood. Dead ender.
Dashy top lane. Dead.
Top lane. All kill spawn.
Got on time. He killed me in plane. And Manny.
He's top B wing.
Win this rotation.
Wait, Mac. Under B wing, con.
One shot on new Shotzzy. Is that our Manny?
Under B wing, nice, bro. Good job.
On our side is reset.
Retake.
I'm gonna go on our
Go to our ladder.
I
need a ladder, watch out.
Our wood subs.
I'll kill skid.
They're wood stairs. Go into Tetris. One Tetris.
I got one at a time.
I got two.
I got time. Push him, Mac. Let's push him.
Go. I need to be searching.
Jump up. Aiming. One back to stairs. Ladder. Big wing, con.
Two there, con. Don't count. Two side. Somebody go for spawn.
That was tough because they get 3 down. You kind of hear the call, go. They want to get enough forward pressure there that maybe they flip, but that doesn't end up happening. They all get dropped. The safe spawn comes in for Empire, so they're still in a good position for second, but your Subliners, you're still up 100 points, feeling good, comms on point.
I mean, those were... You think this is an important match? I think you can tell in the comms. I mean,
yeah.
I think it was a little hectic, but I think it's a lot of adrenaline that is just flowing through these guys. As much as it's about Clay, they want to win it for Clay. I think Clay and Asim, we're talking for about 6 to 8 people with the comms they were spitting out. But listen, you're up 110 points. You get a break here. You can finish the game. Dallas, they are holding on in a must-needed setup, a must-needed hill. But who is it? It's Asim, our game fuel featured player, but he does get taken down.
Yeah, it gets in for a moment, but just too many bodies there from Empire. And yeah, obviously, guys, I mean, we're going to talk about the Clay narrative because it's a big one. But the other side of this, they're both 2-1 right in their group. Like, winner of this gets to 3-1. You're in a safe spot to get into the winner's bracket of the major. You lose this, I don't know how things are going to unfold. I mean, tomorrow's going to decide a lot of fates, obviously. This has just been an insane week of games with the super week matches. And despite the fact, I mean, you think about it, despite the fact that you don't have setup there, right? You don't have the early rotation. What was it, like a 100-point lead? They still maintain about 70. So, yeah, I mean, it wasn't great, but they were at least able to keep Empire out of the point at times.
Yeah, and this is where you can chip away. Just keep going. And one thing I've noticed, you're rocking 3 M4s if you are NYSL. Mack has had one, having a solid game. Diamond's had one out. Clay's had one out. It's the only 74U is the team, and they are outslaying heavy. So you take a look at the scoreboard, and it reflects. They're about to hit 200 points. But yeah, this is one of those hills where, like, it's tough to get a good setup, but you know what? If you can get, 2 to 3 seconds, then bang, guess what? We're over that 200-point mark. Boom, the pressure is on Dallas. They have to go make them uncomfortable. Or you can just smoke them like Diamond.
No. Sneakily, they're about to get as many points here as Empire got on second. Like, that's just absurd. No, they're going to get more. They're going to get over 100. So they just effectively held one of the harder hard points to hold on this map versus one of your quote-unquote money hills. Like, that was insane, and that's on Diamond. Yeah, that triple, the setup they had, just beautiful there from NYSL. 229 to 116, looking to blow out Empire on this map. But iLLeY says, not so fast. Not so fast. Almost all 4, but he'll get the 3. Nice play there from iLLeY.
And we've seen this sort of both sides. We've seen some teams run 274Us, other teams run 3 XM4s. NYSL, I mean, just the slang is, the 3 XM4s is working. But, you know, it's about like when you have to break kills, that's when it gets tough. But they haven't had to break. I mean, they've just been holding. The kill feed is always 2 to 3. NYSL, aLLeY's coming in. Now Diamond in the hill. 10 more seconds and this map 1 is done.
Clay somehow again seems to have found a diamond in the rough, man. These youngsters just coming up big. For a guy that's been competing since the time when dinosaurs were alive. Final seconds through, and NYSL get a big map 1 dub, and Clay is hype.
As he should be. I mean, they just took over right from the get-go, but all of them on point. What we saw, 30 from Asim again. The guy is playing at such a high level. They're all around 25 plus. Slaying-wise, just very one-sided.
And like we knew when you and I were talking through like keys to victory, I know we're going to get to him eventually. We couldn't really figure out a way to like word this. So you and I can just kind of talk through it. But what I was trying to say when you and I were thinking about it was like, if you're Empire, you need to survive the first punch. Because you know, as much as like you have Crim and he's obviously a highly motivated person and you need a win here, no one can tell me that NYSL is not going to come into this like hotter and with more passion and more desire to win. It's just impossible with how Clay has to feel about the situation. So I kind of expected it to go that way. You come in, they throw a punch. Now, how do you answer back? Because you're going to need to. That was not close. It was not that competitive. I know it's not as big a blowout as we've seen sometimes on that map, but you took the blow. You just can't get knocked out.
Yeah, and you know, search and destroy, that's what made Dallas Empire, you know, that was a big part of their world championship run last year. Was it,
yeah.
You know, they would lose a respawn, they would instantly fight back. So they're going to have to do that here.
Yeah, they're going to have to. But Clay, NYSL, they come out, they knock Empire on their back, they blow them out in the hard point. Quick break, then search and destroy.
The New York Subliners. This is basically a brand new roster for the Subliners. All things have changed, and here we go. Clay once again comes up clutch. He is the true veteran. Diamondcon, keeping this run going.
Asim has really been having himself a hell of a series.
Mack popping up in the feed. Shout out to Mack, that was a killer two-piece. And a fantastic end to the round there for New York.
NYSL coming out hot in map 1, showing them who the real Empire State is. Let's get to our game fuel keys to victory. NYSL, all you, Joe.
Yeah, I mean, Clayster to continue to dominate as a mini AR. I mean, as we talked about his stats this year, he is leading the way in that pack, continues to do so. Keep confidence in Asim, search and destroy. 22-2 in the last 2 maps. You know what? If he says he wants to do something, be like, yeah, go for it, right? Like, you are rolling right now. Mack has done a superb job in the support role, but you need more out of him. Maybe in the slaying department against Dallas Empire, and you got that. Basically, they've been frying. Mack's just been hanging out. But you know what? His name might have to get called up. Be able to respond now for the Dallas Empire. iLLeY needs to be better for Dallas in hard points, especially in that flex position. Ranked in the bottom 5. He's got to be better. And in search and destroy, Shotzzy is their X factor. 1.5 in wins, 0.38 in losses. And as we talked about, you have to forget Kickoff Classic, where you know what, you beat an NYSL team, but it was a broken one. This one, though, rebuilt from top to bottom. And I think Dallas knows that now.
I want to go a little bit deeper into what you kind of said there, because, you know, it's interesting, Asim kind of coming in with what was going on with Zuma, and you kind of talked about just sort of letting him do his thing and letting him make his calls. And I remember talking to Clay years ago. I think it was Crowder too. Maybe it was Crowder, but they were talking about that FaZe team they used to have when playing Zuma teams. And you know, at first, like, they kind of tried to control Zuma because he had an unorthodox play style at times. You know, he flanks a lot. He does this. He does that. And eventually, they sort of learned, like, let the man get hot and rock. Let him do what he wants to do, and he's going to make plays. And sometimes you got to do that. Like, do you want to make the correct play more often than not? Sure. And I'm not saying it seems not, but like sometimes, man, just let instinct and the heat take over and just make plays.
And I think even more so to add on to that, where Clay is coming from to Dallas, they are a very well-oiled machine, right? Like,
true.
You know, there is a lot of strategy to it, and when sometimes in search, have a player like Asim who's hot, you know what? You may not agree with something that he wants to do or this or that, but you know what? Screw it. Let him do his thing. You know, if he's winning in his gunfights, who cares?
So you're saying if Subliners were to win this, it'll now be the New York Empire. We'll call them like the Dallas Locomotives or something.
I'm not going to make that call. I think you know, that's not up to me.
Okay.
That's up to you. You're the commissioner.
All right. I got to think about it. Go quickly into a 2 versus 2. Bomb down inside of the plane. See iLLeY trying to get eyes, but it'll be Clay and Diamond up against iLLeY and Crim. I'd do just about anything for a couple Clay and Crim 1v1s. Honestly, if Diamond and iLLeY just want to throw for that to happen, I'm with it. But Clay's going to move in, get this bomb planted. Nice shots there from Crim. Now it's going to be on Clay to be the hero. Gets eyes on one. Gets the bomb planted. What a read. Gonna drop one for the 1v2. Hits the shots and Clay clutches up in the 1v2 to give the first round NYSL.
You know what this makes me do? This makes me just miss land. Could you imagine the fans going crazy in that with so much on the line? Clay reads the 1v2 perfectly. He knows iLLeY's playstyle. Challenge me, fly at me. Crim, though, he didn't put a bullet into him. So guess what? He's full health. Perfect shots, 3 kills for Clay in round 1.
Yeah, I mean, the fly out and trade I get if he's weak, but Crim basically just got caught with his pants down. He was just sprinting. It was a freebie. So the trade, yeah, did not work out great. Now offensively for Empire, Shotzzy trying to win this battle on the plane. I think opposite him is going to be Asim. That is not going to be an easy chow, but 2 players from Empire are now inside, and they're going to take the fight, but the nades come in from everywhere. Clay with his 4th kill now. Huke on the other side of the map picks up 1. Clay then now on 5 as he gets 2 in this round. Clay is on a tear, and it's another 2v2 situation, and it's going to be a similar result. Clay in a 1v2, this time though against Crim and Huke.
Okay, this time he's weak. You can double chow him now. Still very weak. Down to 18 HP. They're going to choose to plant the bomb. Actually gives him a timing. This gives him a timing. Going to force another 1v1. Crim, no, trying to get out. Huke. He's going to hop on up. He's worried about the Huke challenge. Knows it'll be here. There's one. All right. Crim hits some shots.
I was about to say.
Dude, if Crim does not get away from that, oh boy.
Wow, that was, yeah, back-to-back 1v2s from Clay. I don't even imagine the adrenaline that would have been pumping through this NYSL team, but that time, the trade comes in effectively. Crim is just serving as bait right now. He just keeps getting dropped. But Clay, 6-1 start, but all that matters is the round score. 1-1 now as Empire bring it back. And the race is off the mid-map.
Very big spread here from Empire. Players in the plane though. The Huke and Shotzzy, that dynamic duo. Play with a 74U.
Yeah.
Okay.
A little different. He's just his way up.
What? Maybe
hey, Crim, I've already killed you twice. How about 3 times? We'll see your cankles later. Crim is going to fall. Clay is just rocking Crim in this matchup right now. His 7th kill. 4v3 now for NYSL. Shotzzy might be in trouble. Mack gets some tags in. Clay now lurking behind. He pulls out the sub. He can get it done with anything. The damage is in. The players are dropped. NYSL with another round.
My man just, the way he read that map, like, yeah, there was a player behind him, and Max said, oh, I got a free kill. But Clay with the first blood.
Yeah, I actually, like, just seeing him with a sub in his hand, like, playing aggressively there, I was like, what are we watching? Did they, like, switch the names up there?
No.
He's going to keep it out for now. Stick with a 74U. Maybe he wants to look for a timing on defense. Okay, he's going to swap back. Of Craig in hand now. Looking for the angle, but Shotzzy, you can see he's pre-aiming low for the slide. This time, Crim gets revenge. Crim able to take out Clay, get that first blood, and that's got to feel good because, yeah, you literally died to him the first 3 rounds. So nice answer back from Crim, and numbers over to Empire.
Props to Crim, though, just to take the fight, too. Keep that confidence level. All right, but Crim's going to get caught. Diamond. What a sneak up this A street. Pressure now. From behind the NYSL members. Asim not ready for it. Mack, though, still alive, trying to buy time. Nades on both sides. Huke just waiting patiently. The slide in the challenge. Whoa. That was close. Another 1 versus 2. Diamondcon gonna win it. I think Huke just a little weak still. iLLeY gets caught. Another clutch. The Subliners.
Oh, no. Another 1v2. And yeah, he was just still weak. I think he hit him with like 2 bullets. And that's just, I mean, it's tough because you're thinking trade. Obviously, he's weak, but I mean, he didn't like hit him with like a slide cancel or anything. He just kind of strafed left and hit the shots, and he's weak enough he gets the clutch. But that's a pair of 1v2s now for NYSL, out to a 3-1 advantage.
We'll switch up here from NYSL. We have a 2-2 split here on offense. A lot of that pressure has come from that right wing. We saw Clay play earlier in the game. Diamond getting aggressive. Huke and iLLeY going to take care of 2 of them. So a 2 versus 4 for Asim and Mack.
You got to close out this round. You have got to close out this round. And it looks like they're doing it. Asim now. He's been a wizard in Surge, but he is getting just flooded. Every single edge and corner and opening getting pushed by Empire, and they're able to swarm him there. Nice answer back after a frustrating 2v1 you threw away again. They're keeping it close. And it feels like, I mean, if you're Empire, you're thinking, guys, I mean, we should be blowing them out here. We close out those 2 rounds, we're running away with this map too.
Yeah, and listen, though, like, obviously some of those 1v2s, they could have done things differently, but Checkmate also, there's a lot of different angles around that plane, right? Like, you're going to see a bunch of these throughout the year on Search and Destroy. Someone looks the wrong way, whatever it is, but...
Yeah, but...
Yeah.
I do feel like when we casted them versus Røkkr, remember? Like, it was different blunders, but still, like, in situations where you had numbers and, like, didn't trade effectively or someone looked the wrong way, just, like, threw away some rounds. And, yeah, I mean, it's easier for us to talk about than them to make the plays, but still, it's rounds you could have and should have won. Nice chow by Shotzzy, though. Gets the kill, dips away, no trade, but the nade does hit and do some damage.
He was sitting at 1-4. Remember what we talked about with our keys to victory. He's a big part of their Search gameplay. When he's playing well, they typically win.
Clay, I thought might get a pick from his POV, but it's Huke around the flank, takes down 2. Now just on Mack, they soar at him, they drop him. Empire looking to go back-to-back as world champs, but they'll go back-to-back rounds there to tie it up at 3-3, and it's Huke, the nuke, almost with a triple. He needed one more bullet there for a lovely play.
Yeah, and Huke's just playing that lurk roll right over towards A. After you die inside of the plane for that first blood, you know, NYSL just has to focus a lot of their attention towards B. That opens up some gaps. It opens up some timings. Huke plays it really well, finds the correct timing, wins the round.
He gets eyes on Crim. Crim, though, able to get away with his life. He might get pushed from his left as well. Shotzzy and Huke both kind of have an angle here to peek, but Clay is playing it slow. Crim, though, spots one. That's going to be bombed down. Mack, though, surges forward and takes out one as well. Out comes Huke again. His 8th in this game. As the chaos ensues. Mack's in the corner. Mack takes down 2, and again, somehow, NYSL pull out the round, but it seems like everything's falling apart.
Yeah, 3 versus 2. Another round where they have the man advantage.
And Mack,
no
wait, did
max
Mack get the ace?
Yeah, 3 versus 2. You had 1 player alive. I mean, these 2 players go for a trade. Don't connect. You know,
did his nade finish the second guy? Because they got the ace that I didn't see. It all happened so fast.
That was not the ace.
3.
That wasn't the ace.
Okay, got 3. Okay.
Oh, yeah, Diamond got the other one.
Yeah, it's just, we discussed it quite a bit after the Røkkr series. The troubles with numbers. Plaguing them again. Nice snap by Clay. Looking over. Or sorry, nice snap. There was actually Clay looking over that got both kills. I thought he snapped and got the kill. Clay, they're just feeding him. 3 in a row for Clay. Give him all 4.
Yeah, he's yelling, give me the ace. He's yelling it.
Give
you know it.
Give it to him. He's
yelling, give me the ace. He wants it.
He's hunting for it, but Asim will end up getting it. But Clay, I'm playing a game of Hungry Hippo. Just putting him down.
It's just like this tendency almost that you're seeing from Dallas Empire, and these, like, as soon as like there's a kill, they immediately think trade, and it's just putting them in a lot of tough positions. Even Huke right there, right after Crim, sort of posts on out, gets caught. The round before, Huke and Shotzzy are trying to, isolate Mack. They're losing those 1 versus 2s. That's the difference in this map.
One more round. And New York takes a 2-0 edge. And on the brink of 3 3-0s in a row. And there it is again. Clay with the first blood. His 11th in the round. 4 in a row. iLLeY, though, able to answer back. Make this a 3v3, but my God, I feel like Clay has killed Crim 1,700 times this map.
It's a lot. A lot to a little. Shotzzy, though, could ruin this round. Clay gets another pick. Asim says, bang! Face my elbow.
Yeah, just goes in. The Tyson lays him out, and now on iLLeY for the map. 1v3. Bomb planted. There's the first. He's got a chance here. They're both pushing the flank. Is he going to read this? He doesn't read it in time. New York take it 6-3. They're up 2-0 and looking for their 9th straight map win, their 3rd straight series win. And Empire's looking like they're on the brink of starting with a loser's run at our first major.
Whew. Did not expect that. Obviously, he's still got a match left, but right now, it's just all NYSL. I mean, they are just on point. Their teamwork is on point. It feels like they're reading the map. And when you need the big plays, we had 2 1v2s. They had a 2 versus 3. They simply clutch on up.
This is just, dude, I don't know what. Like, it exists in any sport or e-sport, like a team. You go through as an individual or as a team, like you have your highs and your lows throughout the year. Things click sometimes, they don't. You have to make it work as a body of work over the course of the year. But right now, they're just on fire. It's just hot. Everything they're doing seems to be working. The play calls are on point. The shots are on point. Oh, look at the
Almost like what we
stats.
would
Look at
typically
Clay's
see.
damage. 2,300 damage, 13 kills. And Crim died 7 times. Clay might have been 5 of those.
5 or 6. But yeah, it almost like feels like, you know, a team that's like going on like a crazy losers bracket run that just can't be stopped. Like we've seen in our past tournaments. They're just, yeah, I mean, what, 8-0 their last 8 maps.
Yeah, it's just like I don't think a lot of people believed in them, and well, they're making people believe right now, that's for sure. But let's look at our U.S. Army tactical play. It's going to be round 1, and that is the last thing you needed to happen after you lose the hard point.
It sure is, and yeah, this was one of those 1 versus 2s that Clay just makes look pretty easy. He goes for the plant. Diamond gets taken down. Crim's a little weak at this point. Shots come in.
This just felt too free.
But just like watch this from iLLeY. He just flies out. Like Clay's just ready for this. It's that one of those tendencies I was talking about that we just saw so much in like 5v5 especially. That boom, as soon as there's a 1v2, you have to go. You have to go right away. And it costed them.
Yeah, no, it absolutely did. But what a map from Clay. NYSL. Getting it done. Getting it done. Up 2-0. And Joe, I don't want to curse anything, but we had our first ever 1v4 this season. If Empire pull this off, it'd be our first reverse sweep of the season. We'll be back with the control after this break.
The Call of Duty League is presented by T-Mobile, now the largest and fastest 5G network. Set your sights on the competition with T-Mobile, the leader in 5G.
Super Week is reaching its conclusion, and it all leads to our first major kicking off next Wednesday. Joe, take me through some of the scenarios here for the major.
All right, well, if Subliners win, LA Thieves and their fans, you are locked in the first place. And while Subliners lock in top 2, they will be a part of that winner's bracket. And if Empire wins Sunday's match between Thieves and Empire, will determine first and second in the group.
And we talk a lot about Clay and Crim in this because for those of you that have been around a long time, teammates, rivals, probably 2 of the top 4 greatest players of all time. How would you even describe their relationship at this point? Like they love and hate each other. Dude, they've done it all.
Yeah, I mean, these guys have a ton of history, a lot of success with and without each other. But, I mean, you saw those stats. And that was one of the, talking points coming into this year. You know, choosing, it's hard to, like, not Crim, right, when you're going to 4v4 and just what he's done. but he's never been a natural main AR. Where Clay, that's just been his role. Just
it's a dawn of
time out.
Yeah,
right?
like 100%.
One of the discussion points is with Crim in that role, is he going to be able to handle guys like Clay, guys like Formal, Flasher?
Yeah.
When
was the first year he did it? Was it Black Ops 4? Like the first year we really saw him in that main AR role at times?
Well, I mean, you saw it a little bit in World War II.
That's right. But I mean, at times he's struggled, right? Like he hasn't been able to hang with those guys. And I'm not saying he can't do it. I mean, there's nothing he can't do. But yeah, it's just like Clay's been doing it forever. That guy came out of the womb and was like, I'm gonna be an IR player. Like, I don't think that's how babies sound. But no, he just knew. Like that's just what he does, man. Like he just dominates.
He sure does, and he is dominating this series. What do you have? 12 kills in that map too. Now over to raid control for these teams. Dallas has not played this yet. New York 1-1 on it, but the one loss was the LA Thieves, and if you remember that series, it was a close one.
Empire, you're the reigning champs. It's an important match. You got to muster up something here. I mean, if you lose, you lose. You can't go down 3-0 and just get smoked in the fashion you have. You have to show some heart, some passion, some fire here. Is Clay now with the shot punch and almost the snap onto Crim, but Crim able to drop him. Diamond with the next 1v1. Now Crim heating up.
I mean, well, Clay's
Crim. He's getting it going. That's 4 in a row for Crim.
Just trying to stay alive. His teammates spawned up. Towards that A site. You do have Huke who's going on a big flank right now. Looks like his team's ready for it and does win that gunfight. Yeah, stops all the progress at B. One tick is in at A. Shotzzy trying to do what he can, but he's all by himself. Meanwhile, Asim is pushing through the middle of the map and already starting pressure at B, but Huke is there.
All right, there's the first zone. You're going to have about 2 minutes to work with. Play currently on 4 in a row, about halfway in that progression towards streaks, lives-wise, sitting at 4 right now. Now this big sequence to chain across. Shotzzy goes huge to get 2 and stagger this push, at least for the moment. Give them a little bit of breathing room, milk some time off the clock.
Huke gonna try and go through middle pillars. Shotzzy does get taken down, so a big point of the attack gonna go through money. You see Mack and Asim just trying to fly on through while Diamond still up top apartment. Huke though through the flank through the middle of the map. Can he deal with them? He can. The headshots.
We got Michael Phelps over there while he's swimming fast.
It's just Diamondcon.
Just flying through the pool.
That's 4 dead. That's 4 dead. They're gonna stack this. They're going to stack this, and this is going to go quick. Actually, okay, I thought they were going to push up a little bit faster. Mack, though, try to get pushed up towards the basketball court. So Dallas, time to recover.
Yeah, you have the live advantage, right? Like, yeah, the stack would be great, but you're still in a good spot. I take back everything I just said because 3 of them drop. Mack now last alive, and the lives department get a whole lot closer, but Mack does get the read mid-map. There's pressure coming through. The call-out comes in. The shots are on point, but Shotzzy does take one down before he drops. 45 seconds to go. Now here's a chance to get on it. iLLeY will get cleared out of Tiki. One person onto the point. Shotzzy, though, he's had some big plays, big shots over this stretch. Here goes the capture. Crim now has to be on point. There's the first beam. Shotzzy hits the shot. Huke, the nuke, moving on forward. Take down the last one, pal. They're just surging into apartment because then you got to get through this step before you get back to the point. He is just going to run at you. How many lives? 5-5 each side, but that timer, everything.
Uh-oh. That's 4 versus 4.
Nice shots from Clay. That's a big one-on-one. That'll get him into the point.
And now it's a 3 versus 4. Hopefully you have a trophy down. Probably start with who is that? iLLeY at court. Can he find a one-on-one win? Asim just watching over him.
There they go.
Here comes the push out through money. They're ready for it. They clutch up another round.
And dude, I mean, I love the call there to try to get to apartments and just, make them win that fight first.
Stopped,
Unfortunately, they won it. And yes, you could have like just stopped it like L triggers, right? Like got to a corner and held it a little bit more. And then Crim kind of at that point then was the lone man and Tiki to delay the push to stagger it. And Clay put him down.
Yeah, it's just sort of, you know, he's all alone. Maybe he shouldn't peek. I didn't see if he got wall banged or it was tough to see with the X-ray, but you just want him staying alive in that position because it's a 4-on-4, and then as soon as he goes down, he gives up B control. It's a 3 versus 4. All the advantage to NYSL.
All the advantage in the world to NYSL. Empire on the brink of getting embarrassed and just smoked. The comms has got to be there. Let's go to an Astro listening with Dallas Empire.
I'm just holding their side, baby. We're good. All right, they're probably slowing down for kills.
Yep.
You guys want to hit around? Let's go around.
Yeah,
let's go around.
yeah.
Yes, come on.
I'm getting this cap with you.
Yo, one guy's on the tree on the little standing spot looking through the crack.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about?
I can nade it. Give me a second. I'm gonna nade it.
I got naded.
I got
Hold on, wait.
Right over there. You know what the nade?
I'm about to slide.
I
You guys ready?
Yeah.
No, wait.
All right, 3, 2, 1, chow.
Go.
Got him.
Tree,
We got
tree,
tree.
tree dead. Let's go.
Let's go.
Kitchen.
Big one kitchen.
Kitchen right side.
Help me. Yo, I'm staying down.
I'm back. Back
One
four,
down.
Diamond dead.
He's spawning behind us, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Go fast. Go fast.
Yeah.
I'm going.
I'm
One guy
going.
might be
I'm
down.
One is
going.
still pool or no?
I'm not sure.
Plan for this guy.
Yo, Ender, I'm gonna hold this.
You top
I'm
pool.
gonna
Go
hold
ahead.
this.
You top pool. Yeah, all good. All right.
No,
money.
He's
Alright,
top
slow
out,
down
top
to
out.
get
You want
kills,
Tiki.
basketball.
He's corner. He's corner Tiki.
Top pool dead.
Good job.
Yeah, back.
Basketball and Tiki.
Back.
Let's go kitchen. Let's go kitchen.
Backside Tiki weak.
Yo, there's gonna be one here, Max. He's here.
I'm staring at
You guys
it.
ready?
I
Left
see
side.
him.
Left side.
Yep, I'm here. I don't see him.
Yo, circle.
Pillar, Mack.
Pillar, one
Absolutely.
shot.
You backed up.
Nice.
Okay, players. Yo, pull up, Diamondcon.
Where'd he go?
He's pull up challenging.
I needed it.
He's actually challenging. He's
I'm
challenging.
behind
Yo,
basketball.
I'm one shot.
Yo, Mack is behind me.
Yo, work top
Tiki,
pool.
Tiki.
Okay, alright. Full flash MZ.
Yo, Mack, one shot going money.
Dead.
One dead.
They're getting it going on Huke's POV now. He's 12-8, looking to keep this stretch. They've got to hold on, but here comes NYSL. Just trying to hold that money push. Mack is going to peek, and okay, Mack is going to win the gunfight. Lives department, advantage Empire.
Yeah, have some time too. They have some map control. Tell you what, listening, to their comms, I loved hearing Huke. Huke was kind of, being that leader that they needed. Clay, though, stops a bit of momentum. As you said, 7 life advantage now for Dallas Empire. Can sort of take their time, just want to pause that clock. They're going to need another kick here. iLLeY working middle of the map.
Yeah, the lives difference just massive. It's just growing seemingly every second. Looking to tie this up 1-1. Push harder to get this to a 4th map if they can. Empire, they'll get the round there. We're all square.
Just even on this push here, right? Just 3, 2, 1. Them going together, the teamwork showing. Huke's ability to stay alive. Beautiful stuff from him. Really, just this whole team. I mean, even just looking at the scoreboard on one side for NYSL, it's a lot of Clay. A lot of Clay. This is when you sort of need guys like Mack, Diamondcon to step on up in a very tight match or map. I didn't say match because it hasn't been that close.
Crim though, he's having a big one too. 16 and 11 from Crim. Huke just trying to finesse around this pillar. The pistol out. Now the movement there, but Mack, the assistance is in. Now what can Shotzzy do here from top laundry? Just looking for any kind of angle. Some damage through, but he takes some as well, and that'll back him up for now. You've got 2 players from ISL sitting around mid-map, just flirting towards those pull steps. And that's Clayster. It's going to peek. He's able to get 1. So they're getting progression there. You have to worry about B now as your Tiki player is dropped. Huke flies out and wins a crazy gunfight, but Clay is actually going to take down 2 more. He thought that was the call. I need to get right over towards B, but you spawn close, obviously, if you're Empire, due to the presence of NYSL over towards Ring. That's Ring now finished. There's 1 point to go for it, and you've got 2 minutes to work with and a 5 life advantage.
Yeah, now 6. And that's what I'd say. It's really the life advantage. The kills, they coming in pairs for NYSL. Setup here just has to be so stellar for Empire. Nice nade from Shotzzy will take down 2. And this is what they've been looking for. They've been looking for a lot of pressure up Zig and bottom apartment. They just haven't been able to find it. They get set up, they would like to. Now an opportunity here to really lock things down.
Yeah, I mean, the good thing you have here in YSL is like they have that position, but at least you have time to work with, right? Because it takes some time to work out of that, unless you decide to give it up and force the whole way through the Empire spawn. But what can Shotzzy do? I mean, Shotzi's going to be the big one to find some kills, and he's going to actually end up dropping. So that'll start to get you through apartments, but you see the stack there in and around B. You've got an angle from everywhere to fall for NYSL. About a minute has ticked off the clock since they got that A point. The defense still standing strong, but it's the lives, man. That 5 life advantage just stayed the same throughout.
Asim able to make a big play inside of Tiki. Shotzzy was the last one there. Asim, though, with his constant aggression, able to get onto it. Now it's 14-7. Not only have to worry about the lives, they have to worry about the objective. This is looking like another round for NYSL. Huke and iLLeY do clear 2 out of kitchen. Just not sure that's going to be enough. They know they can kind of play at this point a little bit of TDM.
It's been all offense so far, but yeah, no, TDM's a good way to put it. Like, just play the lives. Stop the clock if you can. Just trade, but no respawns available now for Empire. You've got 1 life. And somehow you got to make some heroic plays with it, but Clay wants no part of it. iLLeY will fall. Crim, the man's got to be a turret here. He's got Huke to work with. Here comes the slide in the double chow, though. Crim backed up. Huke gets caught. All on Shotzzy and Crim.
And Crim knows, though, there can be a flank come in.
Nice read. Nice read.
One. Oh, Mack, though, with that big kill. I thought Shotzzy was going to be ready for it, but he wasn't. Then maybe they have a shot.
Nice shots.
Yeah, there's just a player on the point, just wasting time. Yeah, he knows that he has to challenge it. Now the reinforcements are here.
And yeah, that's like another part of it. Like when we talk about the time, I think a lot of times we highlight the fact that it gives you a lot more opportunities. You have more time to get out of tough spots, but when you're trading effectively and you have an early life advantage from the first point, which usually I feel like if you have like 2 minutes to work with, typically that's the case. You'll have like a life advantage because it means you got something rather clean, at least is the way I view it. You can kind of play TDM a little bit more, play around the kills. Like, yes, get to the objective when you can, but there's not that sense of urgency.
Well, it's just usually that life count quickly comes down because the defense should be in a setup that's tough to break, and the trade should be going their side, but that's simply not happening.
That's true. That's true. Clayster with the opener, Mack and Diamond right behind him. 3 early kills for Subliners. You've got 1 lurking mid-map still in Shotzzy. He's able to get 1 freebie. I don't think anyone has the angle for the trade, so he'll be able to push through and apply pressure out to the spawn side of NYSL. Has some tough shots against a Crick on the other end of it. In Asim's hands. Quality beams yet again from Clay. If they can hold here defensively, they take the map, they take the series. And again, it'd be 9 straight map wins for this team.
Dallas kind of has to go. They're only, they have 40 seconds left. They'll finally stop the clock. They get onto the 8 point. Match is waiting for his teammates to make the courtyard. Now everybody's here. They're going to try and take our iLLeY's there, but a nice trade. Now here comes the aggression. Going to try and fly. I mean, with only 40 seconds left, if Dallas were to lose this progress, they would have like maybe 1 more push, but it's looking like the second tick's going to come in. We're able to clear out Art. Now everything is on the B.
All right, A's done. Minute 40 to work with. A bit of a life advantage, but nothing crazy. For Subliners, but something you can play around, especially if you trade more efficiently than Empire did. And Clay is now at the rock. We saw Formal a couple series ago just go absolutely ham from this position. The cover you've got is nuts. You are not an easy kill, and yeah, go ahead and chow that. Good luck, pal. Clay wins it. Teammate helps him. Shotzzy, though, peeks on the other side of it. And now time down to just about a minute. And you'd have no presence right now anywhere if you're Empire.
It's the same thing, though. You're down 7 lives. It's the same thing. You just haven't. They've been so staggered in their pushes. They go for the trades. Mack finds both. Up 9 now, 50 seconds left. It is looking dire for the Empire.
Yeah, dire is a good way to put it. This team is just on an absolute heater right now. No one getting their way. This might be the final push. There's nades coming in. Clay hits the shots, hits the nade. Huke trying to get forward. Huke, though, does win, too. That's going to give him a shot. Now most people are coming off a spawn. Diamondcon, that's a big one-on-one. That is a gunfight that iLLeY wants back desperately.
Yeah, he's just got to win that. You still have 2 players on it, though. Progress is being made.
Crim went big.
Now it's 3. Crim with a little wide peek does get caught. He's just trying to catch a timing. 2 ticks are in.
They got to go. They got to get him off the point. They got to go. They got to go. It's about to finish. Someone's got to get onto the point. Someone's got to get there. They get there, but he wins the fight. They win the round. They were down 10 lives and seemed to have no chance. But I think it was a double from Crim on the point that was so massive. And then this one-on-one, I mean, quite literally, who loses that, they lose the game. He had to win that one-on-one.
Well, it's that one and the one to get on the point. He killed Asim right outside of money. I mean that gunfight was absurd. That could have been cleaner if iLLeY is able to get that easy kill in the middle of the map, but that doesn't happen.
He's on 5 in a row, by the way. That's how you clutch up when you're down 10 lives.
Look at the bottom right, too. He is very close to some streaks. Very, very close. They're going to try and bait for him. They just know, though, that Clay's been in this position, and Clay shuts it down. What a massive kill for Clayster. Even though he's there for the trade, he's all alone.
Yeah, I don't think he got back to full health, and Asim was there. They're going to go ahead and shift focus over to A. Coming up behind him, though, is going to be Diamond. Diamond gets eyes on both. Shots into both, but can't finish either. He's there to stop the progress, though, or at least get one off the site. Clay now pinching from the other side. There's the opener. So now he's like, oh, yeah, there's someone still on the objective. Shotzzy, I shall find you. Locates the kill and now gets to a nice little position here behind the block with a trophy down where he can really just be difficult to deal with. Oh, well, nice shots there from iLLeY. And that may have gotten them A.
Yeah, I think it
should,
will.
Yeah.
Well, looks like they might go for this. You have Clay and Diamond. Challenging back laundry. Okay, so they might just want to deal with the lives, right? Just keep that advantage as high as they can go, but that does not work. Shotzzy's able to take down 2. You do have Asim who's all the way pushed up towards apartment. He's going to have a big one-on-one with iLLeY. The rest of the pressure through the middle of the map, and it's Mack who gets taken down.
Yeah, Shotzzy and Huke, that little double chow. We've seen them do it a couple times, and there it works yet again. Nice shots from iLLeY. Nice movement for a sec. Yeah, I thought he had him, but Asim able to re-snap, re-center. Clay on the brink of 40. He's sitting at 39 right now. One of the bigger games we've seen on the year. You've got to get Asim out of this position, and again, iLLeY hits some shots. I know he had a gunfight earlier he wanted back, but he's making up for it, but then the Mack attack on the other end of it. 2 huge ones square in the lives apartment. 14 minute to go. Empire have just got to get B.
That's a huge game for Matt. This is what we wanted to see, right? They were nailing through the last couple of series to a bigger one, and he's having himself a game here on this control.
That's 40 for Clay, by the way.
40 kills. Here comes the push from Dallas Empire. There's 2 players left. They're pinching them out. Now it's on to Diamond. Diamond's towards court. So at least open up B for iLLeY to get on the site. And he's just going to try and play with aggression, but Diamond's ready for it.
Yeah,
he's just stop the clock.
Yeah, so did I. I get. Obviously, you're the point man. You want to get forward as much as you can. Be a nuisance in the spawn, but yeah, Diamond's just tucked away in a corner. God, Mack
shot,
rips off Huke's head. 20 seconds to go now. Here they come onto the point. Diamond's got a finesse, trying to do his best. The 3 are going to go down. It's going to be all on Clay. Clay's got to go huge. He's going to get caught. Oh my God, iLLeY has been so massive in this round. It's progressing, but it's progressing slowly. Everyone trying to ramp up from Empire now. Keep an eye on the clock. Keep an eye on the objective pressure. Crim trying to stay up. They find 2 more kills. Clay, though, in the mix on the other end of it. 3 are going to go down again. It's on Asim now. Second bit of progress is going to be done. Huke soars out. The point's almost done. Can they even get there? Empire has done it. They take the map 3. They keep the series rolling. With 2 very clutch offenses.
It's this play right here, Maven. He takes down Mack and Asim. This opens up money. Remember, Clay's the last player alive trying to do what he can, but it's iLLeY through the middle. That gives them the advantage. It gets them on the point.
God, man. Yeah, he had that one where it's like, ooh, it was a rough one, but they still, you know, they end up winning the round. But there, man, what a bit of brilliance out of iLLeY. And now this is one of those moments because, like, this is where you're tested a bit if you're NYSL. You've been hot. You haven't dropped the map, and that's your first map loss in what? 8 straight wins. So you take a loss there, and it's a situation where I think they thought we had this. It's over. We're going to win this 3-0. Clay's got 40 plus. They were up 2-1. They had a couple of rounds where it felt like they could get it, but now this is where champions shine. And this is the championship caliber squad of the Empire side, and they get enough done to continue this series forward. Take me through the stats, Joe.
I mean, pretty balanced on the side of Dallas Empire. I know kills, you know, iLLeY didn't have the best, you know, game KD-wise, but he's still right there with 5,600 damage. On the other side, it's Clay. 7,800 damage. And you know what, Asim, he's been great in hardpoint and search and destroy, but control has been one mode where, you know, where you haven't seen his superstar stats, but maybe he can bring it back in this map number 4.
Absolutely. We'll see if he can bring it back, but Empire, I mean, that was incredible. I mean, those 2 rounds, those were gut-wrenching. Just the time on the clock, the ability to make a play. I mean, that's like, you avoid 1-3 down if you're NYSL, you probably win the map, but they don't. Empire, clutch up. They get the map victory. We continue on our game field marquee match. Don't go anywhere. Our point after the break. Welcome back. It's a big matchup, and Empire just went huge to continue on. Clay has got to be a bit frustrated. I mean, he has dropped the bomb. He had himself a map. They were on the brink of closing this out, but they couldn't do it because Crim and the boys clutch up. Crim had himself a fair share of incredible moments over the course of that map. But I think you're right. I mean, well, he had the 2, iLLeY had the 3. Like, there were a lot of insane moments for them to get that done in those 2 offensive rounds that they just stole away to continue on in this matchup.
Yeah, here's a look, though, as we go back into another hardpoint garrison coming up next from stats from that game number 1. And, I mean, yeah, it was a 120-point win. Asim, though, led the way in the slaying category with 30. Mack +6, also a minute 40 in the hill time. And that's just sort of been what he's doing. With Asim playing this way, kind of what we talked about, who gets put back into more of like a support role, it is Mack. But you know, he had a great game number 3. It's just they couldn't close.
Yeah, we were looking through the stats, and you know, Mack last year, obviously he came on the scene and filled like a much-needed kind of slang role and pacing role that helped this squad. It does seem with this combo, he's been much more in a support role. We were looking at like some of the objective stuff, and I think he was averaging about 90 seconds or so in the hard point. You know, far and away the most on his team. You saw it there. He's still soaking up the time and kind of letting his teammates fry, but if it's working, it's working. Like, do what you need to do. And I think, if anything, it impresses me a bit to see, like, the versatility of Mack. Like, we saw that he could be the guy that's playing the Asim type role and roaming the map and frying and dropping 30, 40 bombs. Now it's a little bit different for him, and I don't know, seems he can do it all.
Yeah, he absolutely can. And even, like, if you look back at the map 1, like, as for listening, you know, you heard Asim and Clay kind of going wild. He was just kind of the... He was sort of the calm guy on the hill, just giving call outs. But here's a look at our Astro social soundboard. Social media going a little bit nuts. LVP showing some love to Clay. Study as well, and well, Octane. It's what we always talk about in Call of Duty. It feels like you can't lose your first match against a team that dropped you.
Yeah, and listen, I know the focus has been on Clay, and you know I've been talking a lot about the Clay versus Crim matchup, in game and out of game, and it's just. If you just started following Call of Duty, I mean, the relationship goes back so far. There's so much history there. And yeah, there's part of me that thinks, like, when it came down to it, at some point, it probably was like, who's going to get dropped? Is it Crim or Clay? Like, it might have come down to those two. And you just know how much is on the line for both. Crim wants to prove everyone that he was right. Clay wants to prove everyone they were wrong. Like, there's just a lot of emotion, a lot of stuff there from a storyline standpoint. So, yeah, are we going to talk it to death, beat it to death? Yeah, we sure as hell are, because it's one of the better storylines in the entire damn league. And, God, I'm glad this didn't end in 3-0 fashion. I want this one to go the distance.
Yeah, now the sort of question is can they get it done here? I kind of talked about map number 5, which is Miami. Dallas is 2-0, NYSL 0-1. You know, it's a good map for Dallas. You definitely don't want to go there. Plus, you lose another respawn in a row. The momentum has absolutely shifted. Again, just some scenarios. The impact of this match. If NYSL are able to win it, the Thieves lock in first place, Subliners lock in second. The major that starts on Wednesday, and if Empire wins, Sunday's match between LA and Dallas will determine first and second.
Yeah, so a lot on the line here, and then just a reminder, I know it like feels like it's snuck up on us because the delay and then the Super Week, and like, oh my God, our first major is here. Yes, it's Wednesday, and tomorrow is everything, right? Like, is there some stuff that's going to get locked in today? Yes, absolutely. But tomorrow's matches are massive for the implications on how things are going to break down. Sorry, tomorrow and Sunday. Yes, we have 2 more days. I don't know what day it is half the time. It probably is. I should probably see a doctor. But yeah, I mean, these next couple of days, this weekend's going to decide everything, how the seating is going to work, how everything's going to boil down for the double elimination bracket, and you're not going to want to miss that. So you've got what? Basically 6 straight days of matches here. You're going to have Wednesday through Sunday next week of matches. Just matches. Call of Duty esports going on nonstop. You love to see it. Like, we got the lobby ready to go. Map about to load up. Garrison Hardpoint is where the next battle will go down. I can't wait.
Me neither. Even that is plain and simple. I cannot wait.
I'm having fun, man. I'm just having fun. Like when we were during a commercial break. I think I said it to you like 10 times. I was having a blast. This game is just like fun to watch. It's fun to cast. Storylines are great. Like I'm just having so much fun, man. Like it is. Feel very fortunate to have this job. It's a blast.
You really miss domination. I know you do. I know you do, little baby. You miss domination. I know it.
I don't think there's any way I can respond to this that doesn't get me fired. So we will continue on now into the map 4. Garrison. And what's it look like for these guys for how many times they've played it? I had it up a second ago and then I lost it. Garrison, 1-1 for Empire, 1-0 for NYSL.
A solid map for both teams as we get into this. iLLeY going to start off with that XM4, but he gets gunned by Diamond. Shotzzy, though, maybe starting to heat on up with that 74U. You know, Huke had a couple of big moments as well. Map where they can absolutely take over.
Well, everybody
did.
Though,
going to NYSL.
When you're a championship team, like coming off a world championship, I know it changed, obviously. It's been a big discussion point here, but like, you have 4 players that are capable of making insane plays, and that's what makes them so dangerous. And you saw that full impact of that in the course of that game 3. Can they do it again? Not a ton of time here. Well, not a ton of time earned here so far. It's just a quick flurry of trades back and forth. You'll see the second hardpoint get ready to pop. First man over there is going to be Diamond.
They're going to spawn them out. They're actually going to spawn them out. Crim was able to read the spawn up for Asim. So that takes care of 2, and they immediately push on through. There's only 1 player left in Diamond, and they're just leaving him. Crim cutting off the spawns from top green.
Beautiful.
It wraps on back.
Beautiful.
3 in a row. They break the setup. They're inside the second hill, and Asim punches him in the face.
Oh, yeah, no, he has no teeth remaining after that one. Our Game Fuel featured player, the fastest shot puncher in the West, it's going to be Asim. But the people on the hill with the big rotation and the huge kills is Empire. And this is what you needed. Just like, don't get that start. Like happened in map 1, and back to what I said after map 1. Like, we knew NYSL would probably throw the first punch. They threw the first 2. Now, can you bring it back? Can you survive that onslaught? Because I feel like the deeper this goes, the more maybe the pressure weighs on the young players for NYSL, the more the championship experience starts to come into play for Empire. And it's a big match. I know it's a league match, but it's a big one.
And just that pressure that we're sort of talking about, that momentum just sort of stops. And you know, yeah, that's really it. Some of these guys don't have a ton of experience on this stage. But NYSL going to rotate to this third hard point. They have the back spawns. First couple of players pushing on up. They're able to handle it. Asim just playing his life beautifully. Going to take one down. The last player up is iLLeY. He's just waiting for reinforcements. But Mack was actually cutting them off. But another good mid-map read by Crim will open things up.
Nice movement there from Shotzzy. A movement king. Unfortunately, the trophy there is Nade sort of hits him in the face. But they get the kills. Shotzzy gets another. Crim lines it up. 2 for Shotzzy, 2 for Crim. The GOAT in the MVP. Take down the entire squad and kind of stop the bleeding for a moment as NYSL was starting to rally back. But now let's head to our 4th point. You can see grouping up mid around it will be NYSL with another chance to hold, but you've got a pinch opportunity here. Well, you had one for a second. Split spawn does come in. Spawning in behind is going to be Shotzzy. We'll see if they get this picked up.
And then maybe with Diamond's position or where he spawned, they would, but all out doesn't come in. Asim gets taken down by Shotzzy. Empire with a break. All in mid-map control. Diamond, though, working up towards the middle. He's able to take down 2. But with Shotzzy in this power position, it is going to be difficult to get a lot of time. They're able to do it as they take down Crim. And now Shotzzy spawns the rest of his teammates right near him, and they got to get another one.
Yeah, this has got to be one of the harder hard points in the game to like manage and read spawns. It can be, dude, it can just be wild at times. Well, second as well, like it can just be insane. Head's got to be on a swivel at times for sure, but Crim, quality shot there. Him and Shotzzy again comboing, almost sticks him. Clay, though, holds it. Clay almost able to turn and snap onto another, but iLLeY there eventually for the trade. Nade comes through, and then Shotzi's trophy blows iLLeY to bits.
Yeah, as good as a COD player you might be, you are not as good as the trophies in this game. But did just receive a nerf, so. Over to our final
if I was in this game, yeah, no, if I was in this matchup for any of these players, the trophies probably would get more kills than me. So yeah, no, I agree with that.
Shotzzy, though, having a heck of a game, up to 17. On the other side, it's the young gun and Diamond, who's on 15, 3 in a row in the hard point. A nice angle there with that XM4.
He is playing his spots so well. Oh, a slide shell out. The nade does some damage, though, and Shotzzy will end up taking down 2 as he gets out to 19. I mean, we haven't hit a 100-point mark for either team. 2 minutes already off the clock. This might be one that goes to time. And Shotzi's already on 20.
A lot of contested time, not a lot of clean time on those 4th and 5th hills. Kind of what we were talking about. Neither team could really get set up more than like 20 seconds. And then you talk about this first
streaks.
hell.
Think about streaks.
Oh, he's getting closer and closer on a 6 spree. And that would be big because what that allows them to do is sort of cheat. They can play for a lot of time on this first hill. Oh, but he gets picked. And then they could use the streaks to break second and get control if they don't come in.
Crim, though. I mean, he hits the Simtex, he hits the beams in the back, so 2 drop, and what, with 30 seconds left, lead for Empire, about to build to 30. And yeah, when you think about heading to this second hard point, like, both times they've been able to get these massive flips, and Crim's been dominant in mid-map during that stretch.
And they're getting a lot of time, so back up to 40 points. This needs to be a break for NYSL. This will be around a 100-point lead if it doesn't come through. You see Crim starting to back all the way up. Shotzzy and Huke with a bit of a cross towards that middle box. Numbers right now favor Dallas Empire. Back on board with our game fueled feature player Asim, trying to just wait for his teammates to spawn on up. He was able to take down 2. A solid game with 18. And not much he can do by himself.
Score, though, it's starting to get away from him. Starting to get away from him. The game field feature player will drop. 3 go down for NYSL. Again, to the second hard point. The rotation, the break for setup. Perfect from Empire. And they get the advantage. Nice shots from Asim, though. At range with that 74U, but at lead, man, it's just getting bigger and bigger. And we saw, what, an 80-point comeback earlier today is Ultra threw one away, but it seems like Empire have come alive. They survived the punch, and now they are fighting. It's looking like a map 5. I want a map 5. And they close it out.
Really is like, look at Shot. I mean, Shotzzy is kind of taking over. He's on 27.
He's disgusting. He's disgusting.
Really every time there's a kill, there's another one followed up by him. Here we go. A chance for them to bounce back. They get these 50 points. They're only down 30. They're right back into the map. And Dallas Empire get a break. This is, again, and Shotzzy, if he's able to earn those streaks, he could probably put the game away. But that was such a big kill by Clay.
Dude,
first push turns into nothing.
And Crim's right there with him. I mean, what was he, 24 and 17 when we were on his POV? I feel like every time I see the kill feed, it's like Shotzzy, Crim. Like, they are just lighting it up. Huke picks the wrong corner, unfortunately. This has been a healthy bit of time now as Crim, again, even caught mid-mantle, still able to win the gunfight. Huke on the other side. He'll get into the point. Mack still playing deep. He'll get the scrap time here. They're still spawning deep. And those are some nice shots, once again, at range with that sub. But, I mean, they interrupt some of the time. They keep them spawning in the back, and they're into the next hard point. Again, great from Empire.
Mack's trying to push on through towards that push caution side. With the last player left, he's got Asim to deal with. Clayster does get taken down. Huke now just trying to deal with the reinforcements. At least finds one, but they need to deal with Asim top. Green, the pistol connects. You have Shotzzy cutting off middle of the map.
You've got, I thought this was going to be one that went to time, but the game kind of shifted. Everyone started holding a whole hell of a lot more effectively. So still 2 minutes on the clock to go, and Shotzzy's reign of terror on Garrison continues as 2 more line up for him. You saw 43 last map from Clay, now 32 for Shotzzy, 29 for Crim. That dynamic duo just smoking them right now as Shotzzy keeps it going 4 in a row. Can't quite get the 5th, but he's feeling himself. Plus 15 right now for Shotzzy.
Yeah, he would have had another one if Clay wasn't looking over Diamond, but they're into the hill, only 25 more points until we go to a map number 5. Yeah, right. I mean, you just give them an opening. They clutch 2 big rounds in control. Momentum has shifted.
That's one way of putting it. It is shifted, and it is shifting in a big way. Empire, they're rallying back. They go down 0-2. They win the control, and they're on the brink of closing out the hard point. Just need to get in for a couple more ticks, but Subliners not done quite yet. We'll see how long they can hold on to this.
Oh,
that's 4 down. That's 4 down. They keep them spawning in the back. I mean, this would be ludicrous if they somehow pull this off, but let's see if they can do it. 35 for Shotzzy now, 32 for Crim. Veteran and young talent alike. Just complete and utter takeover ability. Over to Mack now. Plays on 5 in a row. He's starting to turn it around, but it's Shotzzy again, finding the angle, getting the read, the Tixaran Empire. Take map 4. I wanted it map 5. I wanted it badly, and now we've got a shot. And well, I said I didn't want to curse anyone, but we had our first 1v4 of the season today with methods.
You did say that.
This could be for our first reverse sweep of the season if Empire can pull this off.
You are the one. You did say that.
Yeah, I did. Yeah,
I mean, I decided we're going to a map 5 as well, but pulled out like the I
spoke that into existence. I really wanted a dramatic map 5 show. You're welcome. I do what I can for the good of Call of Duty viewers and lovers everywhere.
Well, there's also New York fans who don't love that.
Well, yeah, that's true. It's true. But like, it's some good old-fashioned Call of Duty. Look at the stats, Crim and Shotzzy. And I was Shotzzy at 36, but Crim puts up 6,500 damage. A beast-like map from him. Dude, these guys are just trading blow for blow. This has been awesome.
And I mean, you talk about Clay's 7,800 in control. What a response from Crim in this map number 4. Now is where it gets interesting. Miami Search and Destroy. Dallas 2-0 on this map. Well, you have to favor them.
What is it? Empire
0-1.
2-0 and NYSL 0-1.
Mm-hmm.
All the makings for the reverse sweep. We got here to the map 5, a battle of vengeance, passion, blood and tears, Empire, NYSL, game 5. Up next after this break, do not go anywhere. Okay.
The Call of Duty League is presented by T-Mobile, now America's largest and fastest 5G network. Set your sights on the competition with T-Mobile, the leader in 5G.
Everything rides on this final map, and we're going to take a look at the Astro Social soundboard. This is a tweet from Clay in 2015. Throw me to the Wolves, and I'll come back leading the pack. I don't think he thought he was going to get thrown to the Wolves as many times as he has over the course of the last 6 years. But Joe, talk to me about that moment in his life.
Well, I mean, yeah, that was during AW. You know, he joins a denial roster. They go to a world championship and they win it. It was a team that just got better and better time in and time again, and they won it. And he just felt like, you know what? I was put in a really difficult position, and I can come out on top. And this is another one of those moments in his life. He's been in this spot before.
Yeah. And trust me, like, we get it, it's a league match. It's not the major. It's not the Call of Duty Championship. It's early in the year, but this is still fun, man. This is still fun, and I can tell you, he thinks he has something to prove. And dude, both sides want to win this so badly. Take a look at Clay and his dominant effort in that map too. They won it 6-3. He goes 13-5. 3 were first bloods. But this map 5, you said, like, Empire's 2-0. You're 0-1 on the other side of it. You're feeling good about Empire's chances. I think it's deep breaths and some woosahs there for Clay.
Yeah, he didn't have the best game for. I mean, the whole team really didn't. But you know, he was shut down a little bit in that map. Crim really took over. And you talk about a map of Miami where there's some long sight lines where he's going to have a couple of 1v1s versus, you know, guys like iLLeY, guys like Crim. You can find those first bloods. You can be the game changer.
Okay. I think this map's important. We got Clay doing breathing exercise for the map 5. To Miami we go. To Miami we go. We just saw it in our last matchup where Legion were able to get the upset. And think about that. I mean, they hadn't won it. Ultra was undefeated in Search, so you didn't feel good about their odds. You can say the same for NYSL. Sometimes things defy all logic. Let's get map 5 underway. Offense over to Empire first.
Looking like it's going to be a bit of an A hit here with bomb going this way. That's going to be Shotzzy carrying the bomb. Sorry, iLLeY carrying the bomb right behind him. One player over there in Diamond just playing for the info. Oh, he's going to find the info. Almost gets the first blood. Can't connect that last shot. And guess what? Shotzzy finds the opening middle of the map. That's going to be first blood. He's going to get inside now, try to catch the players on rotation. And he does just that.
35 in the last map. The first 3 here in the first round. The young man is looking for an ace. Mack, the last man. Just trying to see if he can find an opening.
Ninja.
Trying to see if he can find an opening. Not going to be able to do it. He'll get dropped on the cross, but it's all Shotzzy with the openers. And what was one of our keys to victory? It was Shotzzy in the search and destroy. I mean, we watched that one versus Røkkr where he started like 0-6, right? Couldn't get a rhythm going. Well, the rhythm gets going early here.
Yeah, and I mean, the usual P setup is sort of 3, so they know that there's going to be one as soon as they spot Diamondcon and where he's playing from. So, iLLeY stays alive. A great job by him, by the way, to stay alive. But Shotzzy's able to get pushed up. He then knows all the rotations are be coming from B side. Plays the timing as well. Catches Asim, catches Clay. First round on the board for Empire.
What a brilliant round from Shotzzy. Now, who on the other side of this can answer back? They're going to go towards A, and there are 3 there. They've got the stack at A defensively for Empire, and they're getting aggressive. Shotzzy is just soaring forward. He's just soaring forward. Another first blood for Shotzzy. Can he get out with his life? Not quite going to happen. Is Asim able to take him down? iLLeY slides out. There's a double chow, a trade again. 2 versus 2. Minute to go. Asim and Clay up against Crim and Huke.
And I think iLLeY's lucky to get that kill there.
Well, the way he slid out and said, like, yeah, like kind of holding the heady there.
Yeah. Win that gunfight to at least force the 2v2. 40 seconds to work with. The rotation will be here. Crim and Huke are reading this. They don't see anything towards beach side. They're going to play together in a very tight setup. Huke watching up top. Spot 1. He's got to play his life trying to get Asim to jump at him. He does. Another 1v1.
Asim. First Crimsix. Asim has been their hard carry in search. He has been so damn good. He's going for it. He jumps right over him, and Asim wins the one-on-one.
And I think that couple of stutter steps inside of that hotel lobby gets Crim watching his back. Like maybe someone hears something, gives him a call out. So he decides to turn around. Asim checks under the wall. Eyes the map up, and that's a big one. And yeah, Asim able to find the ace in that round.
Yeah, I said Shotzzy big round. Who's going to answer? It seems like, oh, I'll kill all 4. How about that? A 1v1 win, an ace on the round. He has been ludicrous in search and destroy lately, and you see it there. But Shotzzy and Asim going toe for toe. Both 4-1 out the gate. Shotzzy wants to be aggressive again. It's Clay mid-map, though. Able to find Crim. First blood to NYSL. Clay again.
Another one
Clay
off.
again. Catches him on the cross. All that's left is iLLeY. And he is quite weak. He has 2 health. That's not a lot.
A lot at all. They're all
Simp Texas everywhere. Like Simp Texas all over the place. Diamond wins the fight. Back-to-back rounds now for NYSL.
Yeah, so Empire, so NYSL, they shift a little bit. You know, they send Clay a little bit closer towards his bomb to help out Diamond. As soon as that first blood comes in, you have Huke, who's top piano. You're hoping that Huke finds a kill. If he's able to get a kill, Shotzzy and iLLeY can rotate. They force the 3 versus 3. They probably have man advantage towards the B site. But Clay getting that second pick puts a lot more pressure on Huke where he feels like he has to go. So he doesn't wait for his teammates. Challenges the 1v1, loses it. See him able to pick up another one. He's still on his 5 spree.
Clay, a madman. Just, I'm going to stand top middle of the map, and you can come shout me if you'd like. But he's just spotting for information. And it's a much more passive offensive round this time around. Crim gets eyes on 2, and that is just some fantastic shots from Crim to get his first in this game 5. And that's, going to massively slow down this offensive approach. I think it's going to be on probably Clay to make a play if he can, or they're going to wrap this back.
They're hoping there's rotations middle of the map that they can sort of maybe like over aggression from Dallas, but there hasn't been right now. Sometimes what you'll see when you know it's A is a push up to the right side of the map, right kind of where Clay is, and you can watch the cross to A, but there hasn't been aggression. One player is spotted. You see everybody from New York, they're just going to try and hit middle of the map. They got to go. There's not a lot of time left. Clay gets picked. Mack does find 1. Makes this a 2 versus 3, but they have to get a plan in.
Yeah, and during that time, it's 1v3. But the plan's not going to happen. Huke's going to come across, get the kill. Asim, you had the heroic round, but simply too many to deal with. Empire, get back in the mix. Tie it up 2-2. But Crim, man, that first blood, look at these shots. Diamond just gets dropped.
He got evaporated.
Yeah, he dropped so fast. Nice shots there from Crim.
I wouldn't be surprised here. Maybe you see a little bit more B aggression. You've had 2 hits from Dallas towards the A site. That's what it'll be. Crim's going to play a lone man towards maybe, A side. Everyone else, go towards B. There is a 3-man setup here. Plays the first one. Did Shotzzy spots him? I think he spotted his elbow. The nade is going to force him out, and there's a first blood for Huke.
Great play there. Great spot. Play gets isolated. He's now out of the mix.
So early, they're thinking rotation.
Yeah, Crim's just starting to work up. See if he can get eyes on anything. Huke, just looking at that mid-cross, spots nothing. They're thinking the rotation's free. One's going to lurk. I think it's going to be Huke, Huke that's going to be kind of in that lurk role. Crim's just got to stay up right now. He's got to stay up. Diamond's pushing, though. Diamond's pushing it. Crim with a snap. Nice shots. Last alive is going to be Mack in a 1 versus 3. Somehow catch them on the bomb and get away. Not going to happen. iLLeY's got eyes on the cross. Shotzzy with the chow. They'll get 1, but it's not enough. So what, you had back-to-back rounds for Subliners? Answered by back-to-back now for Empire as they take over in this map 5.
Yeah, I mean, the first blood is huge just for Shotzzy to spot Clay. And then on the other side, right, it's Crim not dying to Diamondcon. The only way that round gets a little bit scary is if he dies to Diamond a little bit earlier. Diamond can maybe read that rotation. He finds another kill and they lose the bomb. But it was Huke on one side, Crim staying alive. They're able to work that site.
Now you've got a bit of a 2-2 split offensively for NYSL. If they're trying to throw a fake or what the game plan is going to be here, if they can maybe isolate a 2-on-1 somewhere.
Yeah, it might be just to throw a fake towards that A site, but I think Clay was spotted by by Huke, so they might not fall for it. With him in that position, yeah, they're going to think it's a B play.
He gets away with his life, and then iLLeY pops out, but Clay able to take that one. Clay's by himself, though, for now, until Diamondcon can get across Mack. Huge gunfight win onto Crim on the other side of it. Now you got a 2-on-2 here. Huke, the difference maker, hits the shot, snaps onto a second as Huke goes huge. Now Mack in a 1 versus 2, 30 to go. Bomb down on the site.
Yeah, I mean, Mack getting that kill on Crim is huge, but they lost the bomb, right? They don't have the bomb. They can't rotate it to A. Huke's able to find the double. And as you said, it was a 2v2 towards the B site. Now it's all on Mack to get this plant down. They're watching it. Huke's ready for it. He finds his third.
Huke is disgusting. Huke is disgusting. But yeah, it felt like they were trying to, maybe set up a fake. But if you're right and they spotted one on the other side, then there's not really going to be much of a rotation, is there? Everyone just holds. If you win the 2-on-2 there.
I mean, sometimes you can watch the flank from the Dashy side. We've seen methods play that position. But what they're hoping is they want one to rotate off the B site to help A. That's really the goal. So then they have like a 2v1 maybe towards the site. They can plan it. You force a rotate back. That's when Matt can lurk towards the beach side. But yeah, they lose the bomb on B. That's the round.
3 rounds in a row now for Empire. You've felt the shift over the last 3 maps as the beast has awoken. Clay, he spots one, but he gets tagged up as well. It's a little damage in from either side. Now they're trying to cross. The callouts coming in from Clay should feed people over towards Diamond. Huke, though, another kill. How many in a row is that for him? Clay with a trade. Diamond still alive up top, able to hit the shot. Drops down low, and Shotzzy wins a big 1-on-1. Now to a 2 versus 2 we go. Clay, gun up, ready to rock. Shotzzy now off that amazing last map in that incredible opening round. He's in a 1 versus 2. First Clay and Mack. He's just got to keep them off this. And he get a little bit of luck on his side. Trying to continue to spot the map. A little trigger discipline there. You love to see it. Patience now. 1 versus Clay. Not enough time. Shotzzy able to play it perfectly. Clutches up in the 1v2. The trigger discipline onto the first. And just stays alive. No over peak. Just stun out. Stays behind the wall. Gives Empire another round victory, and now 1 more round in the reverse sweep. The first reverse sweep of the season has happened.
Yeah, I mean, that runs all on Shotzzy. So Huke's able to find a kill. They know his presence is towards B. But Shotzzy plants, iLLeY and Crim both get taken down, so he's basically in a 1 versus 2. He plays his life. Huke gets caught on the rotation. But yeah, he just takes the risk. I mean, there is absolutely time there for Clay. And, Mack to get on that bomb and defuse it. But they look for him. They're not able to find him. He wins the round.
Yeah, man, it was worst case scenario, right? He gets a freebie with no trade. It's going to be a battle here in purple. If the slide comes in, so far they go 1 for 1. That nade's going to be right onto Huke. He's just going to hold it. He's able to hit the shots. Diamond trades again. Clay gets one on the other end of it. Now it's all on Crim. 1v2 versus Clay and Diamond. The plant is going down. They were the victim of so many 1v2s. Can they get one? And that's one he would have loved to finish. Can't quite finish the first.
Diamond would have been weak too.
Yeah, there he's got a shot. but it feels like he needed to catch him on the cross.
Yeah, dude, switch it up.
Yeah, these fights top purple are just insane. Between the utility being used and the bait and switches back and forth, like it's just insanity. But Subliners, they get the round, and well, they had to stay in this series.
Yeah, we'll see now. Can they win a defense? Dallas has really been working the middle of the map towards the A zone, towards that A bomb. Play on a 5 spree. Let's see, do they kind of match some aggression with aggression towards B? Doesn't look like it. Bomb heading towards A. Maybe they play one of their default strategies. You do have iLLeY who's going to go towards that dock side.
This is kind of that 2v2 split. Yeah, kind of that 2-2 split we saw in YSL do, but the bomb going to be on the other side towards A for Empire. First blood.
This does when they don't see a lot towards A. I think it gets Clay thinking, should I go back to B? The B side's actually pretty open right now. Yeah, iLLeY just gets all this info. He's going to spot one back. Mack's going to get first blooded. Asim with the wall jump. He just can't get over.
Can't get out. Now it's all on Clay and Diamond to clutch up at a 2 versus 3. Diamond's going to drop. It's all on Clay. Empire, have they done it? Have they pulled off 3 straight maps? They do it, and of course it's Crim with the final kill. Empire 6-3. They go down 0-2, but they survive the punch. They get back up and they bring it back. What a series it was. But Empire reminding everyone that might have been second guessing them with the results recently. With a big victory there. Just a great performance on all fronts. I feel like all 4 of them stepped up at different points over that series. That was wild.
It absolutely was. I mean, obviously it comes down to control, but even in that map 5, it was a lot of the information game, especially in that last round. Mack gets caught, that opens up B. iLLeY plays it so well. Asim gets caught, and that's really it. It's just the way the Dallas Empire really worked that map on offense. It was great to watch. They threw in some rotations. They worked the middle of the map. But yeah, now it comes down to that Sunday matchup. LA Thieves versus Dallas Empire for first place.
And I'll tell you what I need. I need this match again at a major or at champs. Like, that was fun. That was fun. Like, you could just see it on their faces how invested everyone was in this particular matchup. But stats-wise, Huke, 12 and 5. 2,000 damage. And Shotzzy, he gets them rolling up the gate, right? Like, he doesn't go off, like, after that point. But think about, like, his kills. He has the 3 to ensure the first round, right? Like, he has that big play. He has the clutch in the 1v2 to make sure they can't get the defuse. Like, I know it wasn't a ton of kills, but he had his moments where he went absolutely massive. But Huke was picking people apart, getting 2 kills where he had no right getting 2 kills. That was fun, man. That was a great series, and looking forward to many more because we still have 2 days left in Super Week. All the seeding for the major going to be decided. But Joe, I enjoyed doing that with you. That was great.
Ooh. That was a marathon right there. It really was. Yeah, I mean, I think for Dallas, we still have a lot of things to fix. They know they clutched up in that game 3. They want to be better. They have to be better. On the New York side, another just tough match. And I know it's a loss, but it's a lot of experience for some of these younger guys. And to me, it just shows, and to them, it has to show that they can compete with the best teams in the world. They've showed it now against Dallas Empire. They lost by, a combined 13 points against the Los Angeles Thieves. Yeah, I mean, they're the real deal.
100%. I think 100% it's takeaway. And I know that is a painful loss. There's no way around it. Like, you went up 2-0. You should have won the map 3. That one's going to sting. But, yeah, I think everyone now, if you weren't already thinking they're alive and awake and a chance to maybe win a major tournament, they've got a shot. Subliners look great, but it's Empire. They get it done. They get the victory. That was a blast. Let's take a look at the scuff play of the game. It's going to be the Shotzzy 1v2. Take me through it.
Yeah, I mean, Huke gets caught in what? There's 30 seconds left on this bomb. And instead of maybe one hopping it and someone watching over him, they just look for it. They're trying to spot him. They're trying to find your timing. They know if he comes middle of the map, they could probably trade it, but he finds the angle. Look, I mean, You have Clay looking back towards the boat. You have Mack looking all the way around. I think at that point with 35 seconds left, you look for him for a few, but I think you just go for it. You have someone stick it, somebody look over it. It's just the position he puts you in because of that. You waste so much time not being able to find him, he just picks you apart.
And it was worst case scenario on like a couple fronts. Like one, he gets the kill clean, but then like as he's backing down, he spots Clay. So like he knows how to play it. Like if he doesn't see Clay, I mean, maybe he's a little more frantic and can't play it as patient, obviously, but
probably worried he's on the defuse.
Yes, exactly. But he spots Clay. I mean, it literally is like worst case scenario. But yeah, they get revenge for like, I mean, how many, what was it, 2, 3, 1v2s that NYSL had in that map too? There. Shotzzy gets it done, but look at the Empire schedule over the course of this stage 1. They've got 4 matches played, 3 now victories. Thieves coming up next, as you said, a battle for first place, but iLLeY, man, did he make some insane plays to keep them in that control, to get them that control victory, whatever it takes. The mindset for Empire is just a winning mentality. And yeah, it's still a little bumpy to start. But that's a fantastic win. And for Subliners, you're now sit at 2-2 with Surge to go. And yeah, I think like considering the circumstances, right, with Hydra and Zuma and everything that's gone down, you gotta be happy. Yeah, yes, like you feel like you could have won some maps versus Thieves. You should have won that series versus Empire, but I think considering everything, you're feeling pretty good.
Well, the big thing is, right, is that you saw the road to the major. They have a 3-0 versus Røkkr. So if they're able to beat Seattle Surge in their next match, they're top 3. They start in the winner's bracket, Minnesota. You know, whether they win or lose, it doesn't matter because they lost the head-to-head. So that's the key match. Yes, you lost versus Thieves and Empire, but you 3-0'd Røkkr. That sets them up for a great spot for the first major.
Yeah, and speaking of the first major, again, next week, next Wednesday, March 3rd, it starts. It is snuck up on us, come out of nowhere. At least that's how I feel. I've said it 20 times, I know, but like it's here. And it is going to be a double elimination tournament. All the seeding based off of these 2 groups. All these teams playing each other once. That'll end on Sunday. Sunday, we will know how everything is seeding into the tournament. You'll be able to take a look at the bracket and how it's all going to play out. And then we got money, pride, and passion on the line. And with the results lately, who the hell knows how this is going to go? I mean, yeah, the top teams, for the most part, have looked like top teams. Like Thieves, you expect to be great. They look good. FaZe, OpTic, you expect to be great. They look good. Empire, also in that like top area. There they get back into with that victory. So a lot of things going as expected. But then on the other side of that coin, like, you got Legion and Subliners and these teams you didn't expect to maybe be as good as they are. Like, it is competitive. It is very, very competitive. I can't wait to get to that first major tournament, but that's going to do it for the final match of the day. Before we head out, though, one of my favorite interviews, sometimes my least favorite interviews, but God, I love him. We've got Miles with Crimsix after this break.
Good luck, Miles.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. It is now time for the Game Fuel Victory Spotlight. The matches are done, and I'm joined by the one and only Crimsix. Dude, congratulations on what was a thrilling series. I think it's the only way to put it, man. Congrats on the reverse sweep.
Thank you, thank you. You know, after I heard that they were, what, 9-0 in map count, I was just like, instantly like, guys, win one map. They're going to not be used to that, obviously, and then win the second map. It's going to be easier than the first map, and full collapse on the fifth map, or, well, game 5, the third map that we won. So, but yeah, we those guys are pretty good, pretty good to say the least. Definitely a little bit surprising, but yeah, they shoot pretty fucking straight.
They do. Grim. Like, I don't think you could have. No, you couldn't have said it any better, brother. Well done. Hey man, so I want to talk about like the whole David and Goliath thing. Like we pre-prepared this somewhat, but let's be real, man. Like they were coming into this the underdogs. The last time you played each other was like Kickoff Classic. They didn't stand a chance. They barely had any practice. But now obviously it was a different story. But give me the David and Goliath angle.
Well, Clay tweeted it, and I was like, man, if they want a match of biblical proportions, a match he shall receive. Okay, he was I remember he pressed, you know, the push to talk in game chat after map 1. He was making fucking weird noises and stuff, but I wasn't having any of that. Okay, he did that, then we lost another map and I got mad, and I play a lot better when I'm mad. So Clay, at that point, you know, it was lights. There's nothing. Next question. There's nothing else I can add to this. Miles, you're just looking at me like, does he have more? And there's no more.
That's cool, man. You've already dropped 2 F-bombs. This is the best interview I've ever done in my life, and the previous one was still with you.
Paying the fine. All right. Subliners paying the fine. It's all good.
Next question. Okay, cool. So we've covered everything, like current game stuff. Let's talk some ups and downs, because you've had some mixed results. Obviously, you're still looking good, fine in game, but like, how's practice going? I understand there is some turbulence in the preparation getting here.
Yeah. Well, for scrims, we're playing 20 hertz, and for matches, we're playing 60 hertz. You want to talk about an up and down? When we go from scrims to matches, we got different spawn points to worry about. We got different. Wait, what is this? You guys playing a cutscene already? I'm not done talking.
No, we're just looking at your stats. But no, keep going.
Anyways, if we're gonna scrim on 20 hertz, we better be playing on 20 hertz. Or if we scrim on 60, we better be playing on 60. All right, Players Union, guys, you're done. We want good spawns, please.
Grim, may the pings be low and the spawns be forever in your favor, dude. Congrats again on the reverse sweep, and thank you again for a memorable interview. I'll see you all on Reddit, ladies and gentlemen. That was Crimsix. I think today has been one of the most exceptional days of COD we've had so far in the 2021 season. Don't worry, boys and girls. We've got plenty more. Super Week's still rolling. We're only on day 5. I cannot believe we're still going, but that was that. Our Game Fuel Victory Spotlight is now complete. When we come back after the break, myself and Study will be chatting about all the goodies you saw today, and still much more fun stuff to come. Ladies and gentlemen, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Dallas Empire have smashed the gates open. Oh no, Huke is in, you mate. Oh, it's a shot punch. Oh no! Once again, they saved the day.
They say credit belongs to the man in the arena who spends himself in a worthy cause. The glory is reserved for the few who, no matter what, answer the call to enter the arena. It echoes out, reverberating across the globe. It only acts to reach the bold, never the timid. The call delivers victory to the deserving and rewards the devoted. For when your time comes, there is only one option. Enter the arena. Fight for the call.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Call of Duty League. It is now time to wrap up what has been an unbelievable and unforgettable day of COD here. Day 5 of Super Week coming to a close now. We're back in the headquarters, brought to you by USAA, and oh boy, this day didn't disappoint, Jay, nor did my pick'ems. Except for London, they really let me down. But hey, can't win them all, can you, brother?
No, you cannot, man. And unfortunately, I'm going to drop the last 2 series of my pick'ems. And I think that's going to put you a little bit above me on the weekend. But we still have 2 more days, Miles. Don't get too comfortable up there. That's my spot.
I know. I'm looking at the schedule here. We have some very cool games coming up. Of course, Saturday and Sunday. I'm very excited to get back into the casting booth, keeping this area warm for Lottie. We hope she can get back to us ASAP. But man, like today's games, like between Crim's interviews and the reverse sweeps, like everything we saw today was pretty exceptional, man. Legion are looking real strong. I think the only thing about today that wasn't actually surprising was that LA Thieves are looking really, really dominant in most regards.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know about you, but for me, that's the most normal thing we saw today.
Yeah, it definitely was, man. And then Paris definitely showing up, closing out that series in a 3-2 fashions versus the Ultra. I thought the Ultra were going to walk away with that. Unbelievable choke on that map 4. They're going to be thinking about that for a while. But the match that we all just watched, man, I can't even believe that, man. I can't even believe that New York just threw that match away. They were 1 round away in control from completing a 3-0. Clay had 45 kills to the guy's name, 7K damage, and they just weren't able to close it out, man. That one stinks.
I mean, iLLeY deserves the rest after that one. What was a wild series. Yeah, to pop the reverse sweep as well. I mean, this is one thing we keep talking about. I touched upon it with Crim slightly, but Subliners have gone from a team we saw in Kickoff Classic who really was struggling to the squad we just saw push the Empire to the brink. Like, that was an incredibly close series. Those first 2 maps are a scary indicator for how high the ceiling for the Subliners are. For NYSL, there is a definite possibility that they become a top-tier team. The rookies, bro, the rookies. Diamondcon and Mack. Diamondcon in his first league here in the CDL. We obviously saw what Mack can do, and Asim's been around the block a few times now, but Clay, he elevates the status of everyone around him. This is a squad that is only going to get more dangerous, Jay. I mean, do you feel like that, like this today was a good taste of things to come, or do you feel like they could go even better than this?
I think it's definitely a great taste for New York, and they could definitely get better because keep in mind, Diamondcon, this is his first year, so he's still going to have those amateur kind of jitters in him, and that's probably why they choked that map number 3. They have some players with some experience, they know exactly what they need to close that out, but they just don't do so, and eventually they ended up getting a reverse sweep by the Empire. And like I said, man, Clayster had such a phenomenal series, that entire series. Can't take anything away from that guy. He came to play today. There was no one guarding him on the map. And they ended up losing that series, but it's good things to take away for New York. The thing is, you were close to beating the Empire, 1 round away from beating the Empire, and even if you think back versus LA Thieves, that was the closest 3-0 I've ever seen. So to take away for New York, you gotta be feeling good. At least you're able to compete with the best of the best, and hopefully you just can continue on clutching up in the very end game and closing out those late moments.
Right on, man. Our social soundboard powered by Astra now. This is Octane saying these kinds of series that make me love Call of Duty, right? No coin toss in sight. I think we were all screaming, man. I mean, like the amount of tweets I've gotten, people saying how nervous they're feeling, like even fans who aren't necessarily back in either NYSL or Empire. We got everyone together here. But either way, we're not done yet, friends. This is the CDL Super Week schedule for Saturday, presented by the US Army. Up first, it's going to be Atlanta FaZe versus Paris Legion. That's going to be an interesting matchup you don't want to miss. Midday, we're going to have our marquee match, our Game Fuel marquee match. Minnesota Røkkr versus the London Royal Ravens. And of course, to close the day out, another shade of purple there. It's going to be the Toronto Ultra going up against LAG. Very, very excited to see how that one goes down. But Jay, I want to touch a bit on Atlanta FaZe versus Legion. Like, Paris Legion have gone from strength to strength. This will be the first real tough opponent, like serious test they've got. I think this changes the way we look at the power dynamic that Paris is starting to change here. Do you think they've got what it takes to go toe-to-toe with FaZe?
Oh, well, the Paris Legion, they're playing some of their best Call of Duty. Aqua is a phenomenal AR player. Ever since he's been back to this 4v4, he's just been on point every single map. Clutching up today really just grew a whole new kind of energy for this team for me. Especially they were down. They only needed 50 points to lose that map 4 and eventually close out the series. But they had the clutch. They had the ice in their veins to push it all the way to a map 5 and eventually close it out. They're on a 2-game win streak. They beat Florida and they just beat Toronto. So their best test is going to be in front of them right now, which is going to be Atlanta FaZe. Atlanta FaZe are undefeated. So I'm really excited to see what Paris Legion are going to be able to bring versus a team like that and how composed they're going to be able to stay during those moments.
Composure is a really good point. That was one thing I thought of today a few times, like whether it's the little mistakes that allows Methods to go on 1v4 or like just having to make those big comebacks. Like no one, you can't. I still can't believe that. I mean, when it comes to like making big comebacks, you have to think of how tiring that is for a team. Like to go down such a big deficit, to make those rebounds is really difficult. So hopefully the squad can get themselves off to an early start, but it's going to be tough against FaZe. But man, what a great amount of practice. What a fantastic opponent to have just before we start rolling into this major. Jay, first major of the 2021 season, and we are pumped here. Starts Wednesday, the 3rd of March. Our first time has flown. Super Week certainly helped out there, but that first major, serious money on the line, and we can have one winner and only one. Again, we pay out most of these teams who finish high up, but really, glory is only going to be going to that top spot. Don't forget, a lot of points garnered there as well for the remainder of the entire CDL season. All of that accumulates towards our playoffs at the end, but hey, I'm so hesitant to just be like, oh, who's going to win it? Who do you think is going to take it? Like, there's no way you can call that right now, surely, based on the skill level of everyone involved.
Oh, absolutely no way. The competition is the highest it's ever been. Every single match is really close. Even the London Royal Ravens were taking maps off the Dallas Empire. So from top to bottom, every team is stacked. It's all going to come down to who's going to come up, who's going to show up on the game day.
Dude, that is it. The competition is so fierce right now. We love it. Ladies and gentlemen, that is all for today here in the CDL. We hope you enjoyed Day 5 of Super Week. Saturday's coming up tomorrow. We're very excited to bring you even more Call of Duty action for myself, Jay, and everyone behind the camera and in the cloud. Take care. We'll see you tomorrow.